hey, you're a great guy, but I think we should just be friends. Or you're amazing, you are amazing, but I think what we have now is really good. Right. Men, how many of you have heard this before from a young lady you like? Ladies, how many times have you told this to a guy who showed some interest in you, but he was just too nice? Come from Mr. Nice Guy himself. I already know how this goes and how this could be frustrating, but if you want to break out of nice guy syndrome and start leveling up in all areas of your life, you're gonna want to check out this video. I'm gonna share what I've learned from being the pushover nice guy to a good man. The difference is subtle, but the results are significant. So stay with me, check it out. You're not gonna want to miss this one. Hey, what up folks? Jimmy here, Ingrained the Train. I'm back. And let me just tell you, guys, I see the frustration, right? The red pill community out here, MGTOW, men going their own way, and I get it, right? I get the bitterness, I get the frustration, because you know, the internet, just everybody blasts their business out there these days, and men feel frustrated because they're like, man, I know I'm a good dude, but you know, she left me for her ex, or I know I'm better than this guy, but she don't even want to pay me attention. And like, look, I get it, right? And not just with women, but when you're nice, even in business negotiations, right? Or just anything, you tend to put your feelings to the side. You tend to want to compromise a little more of what you want to like make everybody happy. Look, I get it, right? Because we are raised, well, it's nice to be nice. Treat others how you want to be treated. Nice guy syndrome. Now, while that sounds good on the surface, right? Why don't the results match what seems to make sense? Because honestly, we don't live in that type of world, guys. We don't live in the world where it's all, you know, rainbows and fairy tales. You know, Disney spoiled us as kids. The nice guy doesn't win. However, that doesn't mean you can't be a good man. And let me explain the difference. See, nice guys, coming from the notorious nice guy, I get it. You know, you want to respect people's feelings, and you want to give to others. You want to build good relationships, do nice things, be respectful, all that, right? All that. You don't want to be confrontational. However, it's like the yin and the yang. You can't just only be that. And that's the mistake most nice guys make. They only focus on that part. See, part of being a good man, right, or a good person, strong person, right? I don't want to just limit to just men, but you have to have that other side too. You have to have a little bit of dog in you. You have to have a little bit of savage in you, a little bit of killer instinct in you. So you have to have both. I don't necessarily want to say it's a 50-50 balance, but you just have to be willing to take it to that other side when you need to. So what do I mean? One, set boundaries, guys. You have to be willing to set boundaries. Biggest mistake most nice people make is they don't respect, or they don't set boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, people are going to walk all over you. And it's just human nature. That's just how it is. The other person not necessarily gonna think like, oh, like I've been getting a lot from this person. I'm gonna get a lot. Maybe I should stop. They just keep giving me too much, right? And a nice person, they don't set the boundaries, so they keep giving and giving and giving until they get upset and blow up. So you have to set the boundary. You have to set the expectation. That's so important so that you do not get taken advantage of, and people will respect you. And then to follow that up with the second one, you have to set the boundary, but more importantly, you have to enforce the boundary. It's one thing to set the expectation in the beginning, but sometimes people will test you. They'll test that boundary. They're going to see if you're serious. They're going to see if you're going to, you know, let them know that if they cross that line, a lot of people will see how much they can get away with, especially a man. When you just start dating a woman, she's going to test you to see if you're going to stand up for yourself, if you're going to, you know, let her get away, whatever. She's going to test you just to see how strong you are. That's, again, guys, human nature. That's life. So it's even worse if you set the boundary, but then you let it slide. You can't let it slide. I know you may want to avoid the confrontation. You may not feel like arguing about it, but you have to nip that in the bud. That's a mistake that I've made too many years in my life. I would let too many things go, and then it's too late. Then it's too late. Then when you do try to force the boundary way later, now you are the a-hole. You should have done it in the beginning, because now you're the a-hole and you've lost respect. Okay, you must enforce the boundary that you set for yourself. Okay, then next nice guy thing, you got to make sure that most nice guys, what they do is they focus on everybody else first and put their needs last. A good man, a leader, good person, you put yourself first. I know the phrase leaders eat last. I get it. I get the theory behind it, but no, see, to be the strongest version of you, you have to pour into yourself first. Then you can use that energy and help out those around you. But you have to make sure what you're doing is about yourself first. You have to prioritize yourself first. Your energy, your boundaries, things that you need to do, your wants and desires. You come first, and then they follow. And then you allow whoever deserves to be in your space. That's how that works. See, nice guys, they do it the opposite. They spend all this energy, project all this energy out, helping everybody else and getting the validation. Oh, he's so nice, so sweet, da 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 da. But in the meantime, that person, you know, they're drained. They're drained because they do everything for everybody else and they leave nothing for themselves. That's no way to be. And then that energy eventually comes out. Guys, it always comes out at some point, right? You have to pour into yourself. When you pour into yourself, you are more confident, you have more energy, you are more powerful, and that vibe, it feeds off you, and people want to be around you. People will just genuinely want to be around you for you, not for what you're going to do for them. And that's where the bad boys kind of get it right at. One of my big bros who I always looked up to, you know, he just had that innate ability. He wasn't the nicest person, you know, he was a street dude, but everybody wanted to be around him. Everybody wanted to be around him. He just had that charisma about him. But one thing I can say that he had right is that he always put himself first. He put himself first, and everybody in the room respected him. Everybody in the room wanted to be around him. It's the energy, guys. So put yourself first before anything and anybody else, and watch the difference that it makes. Okay? And then you got to understand, it's not enough to just be nice. Okay? Nice is weak. Nice is, it's not strong. It's just trying to please everybody. That's not what life is about. Yes, do you want to serve? Absolutely. Do you want to build relationships? Yes. Do you want to help out others? Absolutely. Right? This world would be a better place if more people did random acts of kindness. However, are you doing these things because you want to do them, or are you seeking validation? Nice people tend to want the validation because they don't love themselves, they don't respect themselves, so they're trying to get that validation from external sources by being nice. If I do this for such and such, I'll get validation, these people will like me, da 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 da. Or are you doing these things because that's just who you are? Like, you're a good person, you look out for others, you got people's back. However, but despite that, you will not be taken advantage of. Again, subtle difference, right? One is strong, one is weak, right? So this is how you're going to break out of the nice guy syndrome. Okay, so just to kind of recap, boundaries. You have to set the boundaries. Know what your limits are. You have to know what your limits are first point blank. Then when you know what those limits are, you enforce them. You don't have to be a jerk about enforcing them. It's just a conversation. You know, you don't have to like curse anybody out or blow up because somebody crosses a boundary, but let it be known like, hey, that's, you know, like, it's not okay. And the sooner you do it, the more they respect you for it, and the less awkward that conversation is. But the longer it lingers, it gets worse. So you want to make sure that you enforce the boundary the moment that it's crossed. Okay. Then number 3, pour that energy into yourself. You have to pour into yourself. Stop looking for external things for validation. Stop doing things hoping that people will like you. Stop people pleasing out of codependency. Take all that energy, pour it into you. Pour it into you. Do those things that you want to do. Do it for yourself first. Love yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Build your best body. Dress the best that you can. Develop skills and do things that you're passionate about. Build your confidence. All that, pour that into you first. And then you'll be the best leader that you can be for other people. You'll be more attractive. You'll attract the right people around you. But you have to pour into yourself first to get that confidence that's going to demand that respect that you're looking for. And then you have to understand that the difference between being nice, a nice man, a nice person, and a good man, strong woman, strong person, is what's your intention when you do the good deeds? Are you trying to get something? Weak, needy, clingy, manipulative? Or is that just genuinely who you are? You just genuinely are a good person who looks out for others. But at the end of the day, you respect yourself enough to know what your limits are, and you will not get taken advantage of. That's the difference. Weak, strong. And I'm telling you guys, in this world, this fast-paced world, this dog-eat-dog world, you want to be on the strong side as much as possible. All right. Oh, let's break out a nice guy syndrome. We have to eliminate thinking that, you know, being nice is being a good person, that it's avoiding any sort of confrontation, any awkward conversations, tough conversations, ruffled feelings. That's not it at all. There's nothing wrong with respecting yourself. There's nothing wrong with enforcing your boundaries. There's nothing wrong with pouring it to yourself first. That's what you should be striving for. And is it tough in the beginning? Absolutely. Absolutely. But is it worth it? Even more so. It is so worth it. Because when you got people that respect you and aren't taking advantage of you, and they know not to take advantage of you, your relationships are even stronger. They're even better. You don't have to try to jump through these hoops hoping that if you keep doing these things, this person will stay in your life. Like, people, you'll have more genuine connections. And always remember this, as I conclude this video, if somebody comes into your life and they are upset because they crossed the line and you called them out on it, that person only wanted what you can do for them. They didn't want a relationship with you. So if somebody is flipping out because you enforced your boundary that they crossed and they don't want to listen, bye, Felicia. They got to go because they were never for you anyways. Let them go. Let them go. And letting people go is another form of strength. Let it go. Let it go. You don't, when you have that strong personality, you are the prize. You don't have to beg anybody to be in your life because you're going to attract the people who belong anyways. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment for the algorithm. That's all I got for you today. So stop thinking in terms of being nice, but you want to be strong out here. Set your boundaries, enforce your boundaries, pour into yourself first. Be strong, live a better life. I'm checking out.